Yep. Okay, we're good. Okay.
All right. In case y'all don't know me, I'm Emmanuel. It's going to be pretty informal. I am a believer in the way. I believe that we are the people of the book, in case any of y'all aren't aware of that. And I'm grateful that all of us are here. And I just pray that the Most High's word comes out. And can I get one of y'all to lead us in prayer?
Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this gathering, Father. In the name of the Lord Jesus, we praise you and we just give you glory. We thank you for being in our midst according to your word. We just ask that your glory will be revealed, Father God. Touch our hearts and our minds, and Lord God, in the name of Jesus, and continue to transform us into the very image of your Son, the Lord Jesus Christ. And Father, we just thank you, Lord, and we just bless you today. We worship you today, Father God. We thank you for the privilege to serve you, Lord. In the name of Jesus Christ we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So, hey, this is everybody. That's Marilyn, Marilyn Van. That's my nephew, Maje. That's my mama. These are the Parsons. And then this is
You know me.
I know.
Yeah, you know her. You know her.
I know that one there. Yeah. I don't know her.
So, as I was thinking, I'm just going to rehash kind of what I went over last week. What came to me was no standing, no jurisdiction, no power. I apologize because I have a monitor that I have to get set up next time. Y'all be able to actually see it. And the rest of it is no standing with a K, no jurisdiction, no power. And so I want to kind of start with what is standing? Like in court, what would y'all say standing is? Anybody?
For judgment. Standing up for judgment, maybe?
Okay.
Your rights.
Your rights. Okay. So in a court of law, standing is the legally protectable stake or interest that an individual has in a dispute that entitles him to bring the controversy before the court to obtain judicial relief. Basically, you have to have a personal stake in something in order to bring it before the court if someone is harming you or something is harming you. It says standing, sometimes referred to as standing to sue, is the name of the federal doctrine that focuses on whether a prospective plaintiff can show personal legal interest has been invaded by the defendant. So we're just, backing that up. It is not enough that a person is merely interested as a member of the general public in the resolution of the dispute. The person must have a personal stake in the outcome of the controversy. Another definition of it is a right of people to challenge the conduct of another person or another thing that's, coming against us, because we know we have a lot that comes against our people. Standing is the ability of a party to bring a lawsuit in court based upon their stake in the outcome. A party seeking to demonstrate standing must be able to show the court sufficient connection. So you can't just have a person's stake, you have to show your connection to it. You have to bring evidence to it. So that's what standing is, right? So now we're going to go to jurisdiction. So what is jurisdiction? Anybody?
Territory.
Territory. Okay, that's one. Anybody else?
Territory.
Yep. Consensus territory?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one, Elder. Okay. So jurisdiction in a court of law. Jurisdiction is the legal right by which judges exercise their authority. It exists when court has cognizance of class or cases involved, proper parties are present, and point to be decided is within powers of court. Now, what y'all said a minute ago, territorial jurisdiction is a term used for an area that a government has authority over.
Yes.
It also says the power and authority constitutionally conferred upon or constitutionally recognized as existing in a court or judge to pronounce the sentence of the law or to award the remedies provided by law upon a state of facts proved or admitted. So I'm just going to stop that one right there. But we know what our Constitution is, right? It's the scriptures. That's where we get our jurisdiction from.
Yes.
Okay. So the last one, what does power mean?
Authority.
Good. Well, he on it. He's on it today.
Dominion.
Dominion. Okay. Dominion. All right. Okay. So basically, what y'all are saying says the right, ability, or authority to perform an act. Ability to generate a change in a particular legal relationship by doing or not doing a certain act. In a restricted sense, a liberty or authority that is reserved by or limited to a person to dispose of real or personal property for his or her own benefit or for the benefit of others, or that enables one person to dispose of an interest that is vested in another. But yeah, it's authority, you know. So those are the definitions. And so what happens when, what are some of the consequences when we're not in good standing or when we're not in good jurisdiction? Like, I'm just talking about in the world. I'm not talking about in the scriptures, just in the world. Like, what are some of the consequences that come up?
Loss.
Loss,
Imprisonment.
imprisonment. Okay. Some of the examples I put up was, you know, having to pay tickets. You know, that's one. Legally being sued, 'cause, you know, they come up with a ticket for anything. Right?
You don't lose something.
If it's bad enough, you have to do community service. Loss of rights and privileges such as driving, working, citizenship. Look at what they're doing to the Hispanic people, or Mexican people, excuse me. You have to go to court proceedings before a judge, which means you don't have any power and you're under their jurisdiction, right? Like you said, prison time, you loss of free will over your life, your loss of the quote-unquote inalienable rights, and loss of life. That's the worst thing that can happen to us, right, in this world. Well, not in this world, in their realm, I guess you could say. Okay. So, what are some scriptures that y'all can think of where the Most High warns us about not being in good standing? Just like whatever just comes out.
What's that again?
What are some warnings that the Most High gave us for when we're not in good standing? What that He would do to us?
Deuteronomy 28.
Hold on. We're gonna be there.
That's a long list too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sir, yes.
Okay, well, I pulled up some examples. I'll start from the New Testament. We'll go from Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Fearful. Another one, Matthew 10:28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him, which is able to destroy both the soul and the body in hell. Like that's, I'm not trying to burn forever. I mean, you wake up to immortality, and then in immortality you gonna burn forever, ever. Like I ain't trying to do all that. That is not what I'm trying to do. Same thing in Luke 12:4-5. And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do to you. But I will forewarn you whom you shall fear. Fear him, which after he hath killed hath power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. Now we're going to go back to Isaiah 59:2. But your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear you. So when we are living in like just in the world and in sin, you know, what a lot of people try to say, oh, God, he knows my heart. Oh, you know, I'm gonna get right. You know, just let me get this in. That's basically what the Jews were doing. I'm just gonna kill this goat or this lamb real quick, and that's all I got to do. I don't have to change my heart. You know, the Most High, he got me. You know, he knows me. And that's the doctrines of men that Jesus was talking about in Mark 7. Isaiah 1:15 verse through 16, and it says, and when you spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yea, when you make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. So he's not going to listen to you if you're not in good standing, if you're not in the right jurisdiction. Because when we're in good standing, we're in his jurisdiction, and when we're in his jurisdiction,
Yes.
he is our power.
Yes.
So, now, okay, I got a couple more. I forgot about this. Okay, so we're going Malachi 2:13. And this have you done again, covering the altar of Yahuwah with tears. So now you're crying, you know, you're letting everything come out, right? With weeping and with crying out, insomuch that he regardeth not the offering anymore, or receiveth it with goodwill at your hand. So now he's not even accepting your offering. So he's not hearing your prayers. Now he's not even going to accept your offering, even if your offering is the sacrifice of praise. He's not going to listen to it because you're not getting in good standing with him. Proverbs 28:9, this is one that is clutch. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination.
That's true.
An abomination. In Jesus' time, there was no quote-unquote New Testament. When they say scriptures, this is what they were talking about.
That's
If you refuse to listen to it and adhere, at least let it circumcise your heart, he ain't gonna listen to what you're saying. Like, that's something that we kind of gotta pick back up on, because our people are destroyed for our lack of knowledge. Like, what do the other nations say about us? If you want to hide anything from us, what do you do?
Read it.
What's the one book our people don't read? Am I lying? And this should be the last one. Psalm 66 and 18. If I regard iniquity in my heart,
The Lord will not hear.
boy, you want it today. The Lord will not hear me. Okay. Now, so I'm going to go over an example. Now, this is in Psalms 48. I'm doing it backwards from 48, Psalms 48, 38 through 47, if y'all want to follow. Right? So, this is, of course, this is David. I don't know. Okay, so we'll start it. Actually, can one of y'all read that for me? Yeah, 38 through 47.
Psalm 48.
48.
You said Psalms 48? Okay, okay.
Oh, I think it's 48. Pretty sure it's 48. Let me double check. Hold on, I got the app. Oh, it's 49, my bad. Sounds, no, what did it? Okay. Which one is that one? That's fine, you know what, okay, we'll just go to the main one. You said Deuteronomy 28, that's where we're going now. So, we all know the curses and the blessings in Deuteronomy 28. I don't know what happened on that one, I apologize for that, I'll get that fixed. So what were the examples that the Most High gave us in Deuteronomy 28 that would follow us? And was that only for a specific time, or was that as long as we're living on this earth? Because the scriptures say that there's nothing new under the sun, right? Okay, so let's start at 15. We're not going to go over all of them. There's just some that I've highlighted. Can somebody start at 15 and read through 20 for me?
But it shall come to pass, if thou shalt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake
Oh,
thee.
so pause right there. Thank you. Now, when it says the voice of the master or the Lord, who is that? What is that?
That's God.
In his word.
Okay.
Right.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Yes.
Right. But who was the Word made flesh?
Christ.
Jesus.
That's who this is. The Word is what came, right? That's who is the one that's been we've always dealt with. We've literally never dealt with the Father directly. It's always been him. Like, he was the one in the bush in the wilderness for Moses. It was him. It's always been him. Like, he talks about that in John. But okay, you can go ahead. My bad.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me.
Okay, now, I know this is New Covenant time. Like, I realize that. But let's take our people, for instance. Do any of these curses apply to us right now? Ooh, like, we're hated everywhere. What can we do right? You know what I'm saying? Like, the other nations, we're cursed in the city. We're cursed wherever we go, even though they love us, the stuff we come up with, but they don't like us because of our skin tone, right? We're cursed in the city, we're cursed out in the field. Those of us that truly don't listen or hearken to the voice of the Most High, what happens? He curses the basket and the store. So that means everything that we do with our hands, you know, that helps us to gain money, even that is cursed. Like, we can get the job that pays, let's say, $250,000. And because we haven't got the correct understanding, what happens? There's just debt. Everything, all of our money just goes to debt. And you just feel like you're just working to pay bills. Like, that is a curse on our people. If y'all really sit back and think about your family, now not just y'all, because there are individuals that still prosper, because there's individuals that, you know, have circumcised their hearts. But just think about us as a nation of people, our people, and just meditate on that. And then this says that he would curse the fruit of your body. What is the fruit of your body?
Your children.
Your children, your inheritance. And we are the lot of whose inheritance? We are the lot of the Most High. He drew us, right? We are the lot of his inheritance. That's us. And he's cursing our body because we are not hearkening to him. You see what I'm saying? Okay, we'll jump down to, somebody read 25.
The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against thee, and flee 7 ways before them, and shalt be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
What countries are people not living in right now? We're scattered, we're everywhere. The ones that are oppressed, if you look over in Palestine, right? The ones that are oppressed are the Afro-Palestinians. Everywhere you go, the Afro-Mexicans.
Mexicans,
Like,
India.
but notice, like, those normally aren't the people that they show on TV.
Yeah.
Like, the Palestinians that they show on TV, they have a lighter hue. But the ones that are truly oppressed in every nation on earth right now is us. It's us. And one thing that I found unique about this, who is the strongest people on earth? Let's be honest. You can look at UFC. Look at it.
That's what I both had.
I mean, hey, let's be honest. The Most High, because he placed his love, his name on us, his holy name on us. He placed us above all nations. That's the position we're supposed to be in. But how can a different nation of people who we are physically and even mentally stronger, you know, how can they subject, like, they have the whole world right now in subjection? How? They're not greater than us. We just can't come together. Let's be honest. When was the last time you saw a get-together with thousands or hundreds of our people to where some type of violence or some type of altercation didn't come out? Like, it's just so hard for us, you know. Go ahead.
Divided amongst itself.
Cannot stand. Cannot stand.
The world is given into the hand of the wicked.
Ooh, Joe, there you go. Okay, can somebody different read 29 and 30 for me?
And you shall grope at noon, as the blind man gropes in darkness, and you shall not prosper in your ways, but you shall only be oppressed and robbed continually, with none to save you. You shall betroth a wife, but another man shall violate her. You shall build a house, but you shall not live in it. And you shall plant a vineyard, and you shall not use its fruit.
So what's the biggest house in this country that we actually built that we don't live in?
White House.
And then it talks about
There's a reason why they call it the White House.
Mhm.
It's not because of the paint.
Mm-hmm. And it said, "Thou shalt only be oppressed." There comes oppression again. There it is. I mean, no matter what we do, When we tried to come out of it, when we have Black Wall Streets all throughout this country, what did they do? If y'all don't know, look it up. They bombed
The
us,
government.
burned us,
The government.
hung us, skinned us alive, castrated us, turned our skins into family heirlooms, so they're still passing down to this day.
Yeah. Postcards and all that, and yeah, leather, yeah.
And I just want to just add a little bit,
Go ahead.
the last couple of weeks, I don't know if you saw the news where they were doing like, historical, digs about our people and said how they would, in the, like, truckloads or whatever, have dead bodies and push them, just dump them in the ocean, in the river. They had it on the TV, yeah, they did like 2 weeks of that.
Right.
Yeah, and people were, that lived back in that day witnessed it, even Caucasian people witnessed it, and was telling their story about what they saw as well. That's so
Was that
sad.
with the riot of 1920?
I didn't catch that part, it might have been though.
Because it was coming out when I had went to something out there, and they said that they was gonna have reporters to really dig into it and
Yeah.
find out that there are bodies there.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting.
what is it, mass graves?
Mass graves.
Graves with mass bodies in it, and so, it's so sad,
I mean,
so sad.
they literally fed our babies to alligators.
Yeah.
Another thing, another well-known fact, why the Most High told us not to eat pork, they fed us to hogs. And then they gave us the hogs and they fed us to. Like, I'm
That
telling
is
y'all,
an
if y'all,
absolute fact.
yes,
Yeah,
if y'all
that's a
look
fact.
it up,
That's a fact.
that's why the Most High, He tells us
That's
the
a
what,
fact.
the end from the what?
Beginning.
From the
They even have
beginning.
it, they even have it put on postcards.
The enemy knows who we are.
They feed us to hogs and then give us the hog to eat.
Yeah.
Like, y'all better wake up and like realize who your enemy is. So I'll start at 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look, and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in your hand. Like, that's exactly what happened to us, because some of our people came from Africa. The majority of us, though, what they don't tell us, they actually came from Spain or Iberia on ships. Not necessarily Africa first. They did eventually get to the Igbos, but that's not where we were coming from. When they kicked us like the Spanish Inquisition, who do y'all think that was? We ruled Spain with the Arabs and with the Muslims for about 800 years. The Talmud came in again. Once that Babylonian Talmud came in, the curses fell upon us again because they started following the traditions of men. We were forced to get out of there, and where we were scattered to, that's where all the nations came to get us. Like literally, the curses follow us. Our people have been. If you just think about the Old Testament. How many captivities did they go in? They couldn't get it right. And understand that Jesus saved us from the curse of the law, but if you're not in good standing with the Most High, right, so I mean, we're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Yeah.
Okay. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. Scripture says, oppression make a wise man mad. You ever heard that one? Make a wise man mad. Like, why do you think the prophets were always talking about, is Israel a homeborn slave? Are you a homeborn slave? I mean, legally right now, we're still 3/5 of a person because they overturned the Dred Scott decision.
That's true.
Y'all realize that? Right now, 3/5 of a person. If you don't, anything I'm saying, please research it. Let me put that disclaimer out there. Be like the Bereans. Like, don't take my words for it.
Yes.
Go and research it.
Yes.
Okay. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither Yahuwah or the Lord shall leave thee. In case y'all don't know, I subscribe to the name Yahuwah. If you go to Psalm 68:4, his name is Yah or Yah, because there's no J in Hebrew. So I say Yah or Yahuwah, just so y'all know. I'm not trying to offend anybody.
That's
And the
good.
same with Jesus,
That's good.
Yahushua is what I subscribe to, but I
There we
still
go.
know him as Jesus, because that's what we
There
grew
was
up
no
with.
J back then.
Yeah, but his name is Yahushua.
So if y'all hear different versions of it, because the version I'm using is a little bit newer than hers. Hers is like the ancient. So, we are black now, right? But before we were African American, and then we were Afro, and then we were nigger, and then we were Negro. Why does it always change? Like, what? We're African American, okay. What nation of people is that? I mean, it's literally
property.
two continents.
It's property,
That's right.
is what it
Because
stands
if you look over in Africa, there are tons of different nations of people. Well, why don't they ever tell us what nation we come from? Y'all ever wonder about that? Like, why is there Irish Americans and British Americans and Native Americans, you know, because they're native to this land, but
Well,
we're in two continents.
I've always thought about why they stopped calling us Negroes. There's ancient maps out
Evil.
there that show where Negro land is, and it would allude to who we are as a people if
The
they
Middle East
were
of what?
to continue to call us Negroes.
The Middle East of what?
Yes. I don't know. I was looking at it last
No,
night.
like-
No.
It's about Africa.
What is it? It's in Africa.
Yeah.
It's in Africa.
Yeah.
He knows what I'm
Oh,
talking
the
about.
Middle East is what
That,
they
you know,
call
they
it
keep
now.
on
Yeah,
saying-
they
Yeah,
keep saying
The
Middle East.
Middle East.
Yeah,
But
it's
the
all
Middle East
Africa.
of what?
Yeah.
Is
Well,
all,
Africa.
What's really crazy is, like, when you think about what where the Most High said that the inheritance would be, he said it was from the great river Euphrates and the Nile River, right? What continent is that?
It's Africa.
That's Africa.
It's all Africa.
It was called Al-Bulan before that, and it was called what? Land of Ham before that. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, Bula is the name for Africa.
well, yeah.
The name Africa was, it was renamed by who so-called
Leo Africa.
discovered it, yeah.
Leo Africa.
Yeah. But the
European.
name is not even Africa, so the word African American
Doesn't even.
is all made up. It's all made up.
Just like most of history. All right. His
That's
story.
his story.
yes.
But like, there's no nation of people that has as many proverbs or bywords about them. So
And growing.
The enemy knows who we are.
And growing.
We don't know.
yeah,
That's
we
the
know.
whole thing.
But,
That's our
breaking up.
problem.
Yeah.
He knows.
And
He definitely knows who we are.
the Most High, like, he charged us to be holy. Now, what is holy? What does that mean?
It's a few that
Be without blemish.
Pure.
It means to be, you know, like y'all said, without blemish, pure, set apart, separate,
Unspotted.
Sanctified.
unspotted, sanctified, right? But in modern day, I'll say Christendom, I'm not trying to offend anybody, there's this thing about inclusion, and a lot of the doctrines are lawless, if you really think about it, because how can you serve the Most High and then do whatever you want in a lawless state? I believe in my heart. Oh, you know, I love him in my heart, that's all I need, you know. I would say once in my life, you know, that's it, forever. Like, I'm good, I'm sealed forever. I just always tell people, be careful. Be careful. Okay, I'll go to 38. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. The work of your hands, you know, still, again, he's going to curse it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt not drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. He's still going to curse everything, even what you eat and what you drink, or what you buy. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. We already went over that. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. So why is it that all these people from other nations get to come over here, and like, they get all these subsidized loans, and they start these businesses, and they make sure they put them in our neighborhoods. They put all the fast food restaurants in our neighborhoods. And next thing you know, they're multimillionaires, and we're just still, you know, buying from them.
That's true.
That's a curse. And if y'all don't think the curse is affecting us today, I suggest y'all really meditate on it. Because it hits our people. They make sure that they put liquor stores around our place.
Yes.
Because they want to keep us in that. Now, there's nothing wrong with drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not speaking against drinking alcohol. But when you drink alcohol to the point where you become drunk, and that is your habit, you're a drunkard, that's sinful. There's a reason why they do this, man.
It's all planned. It's all planned.
Very low. Okay. he shall lend, 44, my bad. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Now, I thought he put us above all nations to where we could be the head and not the tail. So when we're not in good standing, and we're not in good jurisdiction, we are literally flipped on our head. Because we don't lend to anybody. Like, we have to go to get a car, to get a mortgage, to get anything. We have to go to people of other nations. And half the time, if our credit score isn't good enough, we literally have to beg. We have to be desperate, you know, for everything.
Or even if it is good enough, we don't get the same.
Oh yeah. They'll hike up our interest. You already know. Yeah. Yeah, of course, you know, they'll hike up our interest. Like, no. Well, you're a good Caucasian, man. I'll give you a little 2% interest. Don't even worry about it. So, oh, you, same credit score? Yeah, you'll get about 10%. Don't worry about it.
Or they'll be really, really want to work with you and help you out, put it on a 72-month plan.
And and they definitely don't
That's
teach
so
you.
nice.
Like,
So nice of you.
Yeah,
Only $500 a month for 72 months.
so,
and they definitely don't
Silly
teach you
supply.
about and how to pay, towards the principal.
Principle of it.
So you making the minimum payments, and you think, you got it, you doing all right. No, you paying interest. Because they front load that interest. That's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
You pay the interest first most of the time, and then you start seeing big jumps.
Yeah.
Man, you don't put some money towards that interest, and then you have
principal.
no, you have a witness to what they try to do. You even put it on the check that you was paying towards the principal, and they try to put it towards.
Yeah, they're going to make it payments. I said, no.
No.
We're not going to do that. That's not what it
No.
said. We'll put it on the principal, yeah. Because they want to stay in your pockets.
Yeah.
You're in that bondage, you know.
46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So, now, I understand the new covenant. I'm not trying to speak against anything, but what does forever mean?
Well,
I'm just saying, like, you get the people that only read the New Testament and they don't get their footing or foundation in the Old Testament, and they're like, well, forever and everlasting, that's not the same thing. I'm like, this is a blood covenant. There's no higher covenant. So you mean to tell me that the Most High's word is returning back to him void? That's what y'all are saying. Because this is the word of the Most High. He said that it would be on your seed forever when you're not in good standing and in the right jurisdiction. Because what was the other scripture that we read? He's not hearing our prayers. He's forsaking our offerings. He's hiding his face from us. Forever. I read that, and that just kind of, when I was coming into awakening, I was kind of like, man, do people not, do they have different definitions of words or something? Is there a different definition that I'm not aware of? Or if so, please let me know if that was just until Jesus died and was resurrected and it was the new covenant, because it's still the word of the Most High. It's still his word.